hateful rhetoric. I don't care. I really don't. I don't know anything about this man other than his words and his actions. What he actually believes. He might be a very nice man. I don't know. All I'm trying to do is show you these people in their own words, not my words, in their own words. And then you decide, does it matter? Back in a minute. I want you to heed the words of Thomas Jefferson here for a second. Words that changed my life. We're going to apply them. He applied them to religion. I'm going to apply them to everything. Above all things, when it comes to this, fix reason firmly in her seat and question the very existence of God, for he must rather honest questioning over blindfolded fear. Honest question. Fix reason in her seat. Okay? Here's the President of the United States. Here's a guy who is supposed to be so unbelievably brilliant. He's probably the smartest guy. He's the guy who beat the Clinton political machine. He's the guy who won the Nobel Peace Prize. He's the brightest political mind to occupy the White House, some say, since this guy. Got it? Does anybody think he's a dummy? Because I don't. I think he's brilliant. You don't go to Harvard as a dummy. But yet, he expects us to believe that he went to this man's church and didn't realize the church was Marxist. And didn't know that this guy was a Marxist. Didn't know this guy was a radical. And so then he leaves, and then he finds another spiritual advisor. Another Marxist. Just that. Is he this dumb to make the same mistake twice? Then, on the same day that this guy left the White House, remember him? He's the communist. On the same day, he appoints this man as our manufacturing czar, Ron Bloom. Ron Bloom is a guy who says the free market system is nonsense, and Mao is pretty right about the barrel of the gun thing. One of his closest confidants, Andy Stern, most frequent visitor in the White House, head of SEIU, he says, workers of the world unite and share the wealth. Anita Dunn, the Mao fan, former communications director, the one who tried to take on Fox and destroy us, which, speaking of that, FCC, the diversity czar, Mark Lloyd, Venezuela. It was, what did he say? An important revolution in Venezuela. He also says there comes a time when people in America have to ask themselves, who's going to step down so someone else can have a chance? I can't even see the house we were trying to restore. What are they building? Again, this is not hateful rhetoric. I'm not calling him names. I'm laying out the facts. And please come with me. If we have a single thing wrong, I will correct it. I want to correct it. I have said before, and I'll say again tonight, Barack Obama, you have the phone number. You have the phone number. You say that nobody can call you on this. Nobody has the facts. I've just spent 48 minutes and 41 seconds laying out the facts. Dispute them. Because it does matter. Marx or Madison. Marx can't fix the engine that Madison built. If I'm wrong, make the call.
Sometimes you have only one opportunity to insure your assets before disaster strikes. And how will you protect your investments? Gold. Call now 800-214-8271 and Lear will send you a free comprehensive report on the markets and today's best gold buys. Over the last 5 years, gold has outperformed the markets, and some experts believe the best is yet to come. Gold is easy to buy, easy to sell, it has never been worth zero, and the timing may never be better. Call 800-214-8271 for your free gold investment report on today's best gold buys, and also receive Lear's special CD, Using Gold to Protect and Grow Your Nest Egg. Gold. the smart choice for today's investor. Call now, 800-214-8271.
I'm not ashamed.
I'm not ashamed.
I am not ashamed.
I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ.
I'm not ashamed.
I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ.
Romans 1:16.
Join the conversation at IamNotAshamed.org.
Helping. Pass it on.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
What a nice young man. My goodness.
The 9/11 terror trials. Will the president have the alleged mastermind behind the attacks prosecuted in civilian court? Shocking new details on Obama's controversial decision on...
You know, you don't have to use your cell phone at home for long distance. Bright House Network's unlimited nationwide home phone service lets you call anyone, anytime in the U.S., Puerto Rico, and Canada for one low price. Buzz your BFF in L.A. just to say hey. Give your dad in Canada a ring for his birthday. Our unlimited calling plans include caller ID, call waiting, and call forwarding at no extra charge. Using your cell for long distance is a thing of the past. Call or visit brighthouse.com today.
Attention mesothelioma sufferers. Thousands of people each year are diagnosed with mesothelioma, an incurable cancer which attacks the lining of the lung and abdomen. Mesothelioma is caused by asbestos exposure. Exposure to asbestos in industrial plants, shipyards, railroads, or in automotive or construction industries may have put you at risk. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call the law offices of Michael R. Bilbray at 1-888-925-2468. That's 888-925-2468.
For years now, Monex, America's trusted name in precious metals, has been telling you about the many advantages of owning gold. But did you know there's another precious metal that many feel offers even more potential than gold? That's right, it's silver. And over the last few years, silver has more than doubled in price. Might that suggest a significant opportunity for you? This special report will show you why some well-known financial experts now say that silver is in a major bull market. To receive your free copy of this special report, along with a free Silver Investors Kit, call Monex now at 1-800-949-4653. Learn how you may be able to take advantage of the exceptional potential in silver, even with as little as 20% down. Call Monex now at 1-800-949-4653. Get the facts on silver. Call 1-800-949-4653. Monex, America's trusted name in silver investments for nearly 40 years.
The media can and will continue to ignore everything that we've talked about tonight. That's because they're not doing their job. But the media ignoring it doesn't change the fact that our country is fundamentally transforming. And our president has had his whole life inundated with communists and Marxists and socialists, and his administration. He surrounded himself by it. So what do we do with this? Well, I have to tell you, I mean, quite honestly, I told my radio audience today, I'm a little surprised no one, because the facts are the facts, and I'm surprised a year and a half into this that no one in the media has had the courage to join me. But that's okay. I'm not going to make the difference, and the media's not going to make the difference. You are. So this is why I put this information in my free email newsletter tomorrow, and you have to use this information in a non-argumentative way. You have to find people who will have a sincere discussion with. You know, if your friends are just like, oh, well, you know, fine, move on. When you find somebody that will listen, ask them if they want a restoration of our country and the freedoms and the values and the principles like accountability and honesty and personal responsibility, a chance to succeed and a chance to fail. If they do, ask them, do you really believe that the government can run a program better than the private sector? They're going to say no. If they say yes, say, really? Here's why there's a difference. If the private sector runs a program into the ground, it eventually goes out of business. But if the government runs it into the ground, the government never goes out of business until you do. And I don't know if you've seen the debt clock, but the debt is unsustainable. We're about to go out of business. People who are only playing political games will ask you, where were you when George Bush was spending? It doesn't matter. I'm here now. Where are you now? The hammer and the sickle. It was a sign of workers of the world unite, if I may quote Stalin and Andy Stern. But the hammer and the anvil is something entirely different. It came from Gandhi. He said, use truth as your anvil, and nonviolence is your hammer. And anything that doesn't stand the test when brought to the anvil of truth, reject it. Join me at glennbeck.com from New York. Good night, America.